So Sha'Carri Richardson accepted a 1-month suspension after testing positive for marijuana. USADA announced since the tournament, the fan favorite athlete has apologized. Richardson, 21, admitted that she used marijuana after finding out her biological mother died from a reporter prior to competing in Olympic trials. Nike, the brand that sponsored Richardson, responded, "We appreciate Sha'Carri's honesty and accountability, and we will continue to support her through this time." The company sent a statement on June 19. Sha'Carri punched her ticket for Tokyo Olympics with a dominant win at the U.S. Olympic track and field trials in Oregon. The athlete recorded a time of 10.86 seconds in a 100-meter race, earning a spot on her first ever Olympic team. USADA revealed in the statement that Richardson results on June 19, which includes her Olympic qualifying results, have been disqualified. Gerard.
Oh, my God. Listen, we are living in a bizarro time, man. We are living in the craziest times of all time where somebody who smokes weed can't compete, but a biological man can compete against women. And that's not a problem at all. Nobody has anything to say about that, where a biological man can go weightlift against women, no issue whatsoever, okay? But somebody smokes a little bit of weed, all right, in probably a state where it's completely legal now, and they can't represent their country. Like, it's outrageous to me on the levels of hypocrisy that are in our bureaucratic systems right now are insane. They're insane to me. Now, if you are able to run 100 meters in under 11 seconds while you're high, give her an extra medal. Give her a green medal. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't smoke weed because I don't need any motivation
Well, the
to be
statement
lazy
about
and
weed
fat.
slows you down. Maybe it's the complete opposite.
You know what I'm saying? I smoke weed. I'm eating cookies. I'm not running 100 meters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
dude, this is crazy.
Well, by the way, let me ask you this. But the idea that they suspended her for a month, good, bad?
Bad. Grow up, man.
Why though? Why is it bad? Why is it bad?
What is the object of it? Is the object to be a deterrent for children? Like why?
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. So you know the whole thing with Reggie Bush, how it's like, now I deserve my Heisman back because of what you did. Now it's legal, so you should give it back to me, right? At the time when he did it, it was illegal. How does law work? So
I agree with
what
you.
I'm asking you is, at the time when you did it, that was a law you broke, right? So prohibition used to be illegal. If you did it at that time, you went to jail. So people finally said, listen, this is a terrible idea, man. We cannot be doing this. So is it something where you did break the law, we have to keep it, or else? Because someone in the future is going to come back and say, you let Sha'Carri down, you let her get away with it. What's wrong with what I'm doing? What's the difference between me using steroids and her smoking marijuana? Both of them were illegal at the same time.
The problem is that she's supposed to be able to run on the relay team. And to me, it's like, well, if she can run on the relay team, why not the 100 meters? So I went on Twitter and I asked. And a lot of people said, well, it's the timing of the 1-month suspension. And I thought, well, to me, that doesn't make any sense. It should be all or nothing. Like, she's going to do well at the relay. We already know that. But to me, she should be able to run in the 100 meters.
Maybe she was just training, passing the Dutchie, bro. Like, she was just trying to
the
train.
old relay Dutchie.
At the end of the day, I give her mad props for actually showing accountability and actually saying why she was doing it in the first place. My biggest issue is who was in her camp prior to this. There has to be some handler that says, okay, she's going through this, this, and this. You're going to be tested around this time. Like, who doesn't know the freaking testing schedule? So that you can give the IOC a heads up. Hey, we have this. Is there a way that we could write an exemption because of why she was doing it? It was prescribed or whatever it is. But for them to just say, you got popped, this and that, it's like, who are handling these athletes? You got to be better about this, because now she's not going to be able to entertain, not be able to represent the country in that event that we were all in shock over, her performance.
No, what's even crazier, you're still a high-level competitor. I competed. Everybody here knows people that competed, right? They have no problem pumping us full of drugs. Full of drugs. Right? Like, I played an entire season getting shots in my shoulder I was an all-star in 2009. I could not wash my hair after the games. You're supposed to take like 100 milligrams of Celebrex a day. I was up to 1,000 milligrams by batting practice, man. I'm getting shots in my shoulder once a month. And, my body's just shutting down, but I'm playing well. And in that level, if you're not on the field, somebody's taking your job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, if she blew her hamstring out, they would have no problem whatsoever injecting her with a chemical cocktail. Like, no problem whatsoever. And that would be okay.
Yeah.
Right? But she smokes weed, and it's like, whoa.
Then where's the person who, look, like we talk about the NBA and other athletes being able to do this now, right? Where's the person that coming up for the Olympics that says, you know what, in basketball, they're not really testing for this? and I'm sure they're not testing the NBA guys that are going to be traveling for the Olympic team. I would be
Smartest thing David Stern ever did.
right. So
What baseball did with their testing was like, yeah, we're not doing
right. So are we testing the NBA guys?
Who? By the way, who suspended her? USADA suspended her,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's not the
What is
Olympics.
So it's not
what is
the
that? The
Olympics.
American
It's not the
Drug
Olympics.
Administration?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got USADA and you have WADA. Those are the two
Those are the
different.
two,
What do
right.
they stand for?
What does USADA stand for, Kai?
World Anti-Doping Agency is
Right.
WADA,
USADA.
and they're supposed to handle.
WADA.
Yeah. Now what's crazy about WADA? I think that this is like one of the lesser known things. Everybody hates on Lance Armstrong. They did retroactive testing once they found out that the guys were spinning their isotope testing. So what people don't know, Lance Armstrong with the Livestrong, right?
Yeah.
He the biggest cheater of all time. This guy let America down. How dare he? If I'm now, I could be wrong because I'm going off the top of my head, but if I remember correctly, when they did retroactive testing on Lance Armstrong, you would have had to have gone to like 27th or 28th place in the Tour de France before you found somebody who didn't have extra levels of
So you're
EPO.
saying the top 25 people are all doing
They
illegal
were
shit?
all.
Yeah.
So he got caught. He
wasn't just Lance.
He was juicing better than the rest of them.
So here's a question though: does Reggie Bush deserve his Heisman bag?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Why?
Well, because USC was playing under different rules than the other competition. I don't think smoking marijuana gives you an advantage over the competition. I think paying players for recruiting the best talent when your other people aren't does give you an advantage over the competition. I think that one isn't the same as the other in that regard. I actually agree with you about Reggie Bush. I think Reggie Bush just has to wear it. I don't think it's right that the players didn't get paid, but he has to wear it. And what you're talking about goes back to like, it's the laws of man versus the laws of nature. This is something, this is the craziest day ever. Democrats actually get right, man. This is something that slavery was legal. It was legal. Doesn't make it moral. Right? The fact that there's people, we've talked about this, this is the third time I'm talking this on your podcast. The fact that there is legal weed being sold today, and there are people in jail for the rest of their lives for selling weed is a moral, it's something that we all have to come to grips with. This is immoral. This is wrong. This is something that, and I don't even smoke weed. And I'm telling you, the fact that there are corporations that are making billions of dollars off of this plant, while there's other people that are going to spend the rest of their life in prison, is wrong.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.